Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. If you are someone that comes to this channel often, if you're familiar with my trading style, then you probably know that I like to trade large cap tech stocks. I like the liquidity, I like the consistency, and overall, those are the stocks that I most likely trade on an intraday basis. Now, coming into every single day, there is one thing that I must do to trade these tech stocks, and that is to watch the NASDAQ futures, or if you'd like, to watch the QQQ ETF. Watching these NASDAQ futures, putting my supply and demand zones on the chart, watching for intraday support and resistance is crucial to my success of trading tech stocks. And this is something that surprisingly, I think a lot of traders are not familiar with. I think a lot of people will trade stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, without even watching what the overall market is doing, such as the QQQ, or what I like to do is watch the actual NASDAQ futures. So in today's video, I want to go ahead and run through what I do on the NASDAQ futures on an intraday basis. If you're part of my live stream, then you probably already know this because we go over it every single morning. But doing this analysis on the NASDAQ futures in the pre-market sets up a plan, and that plan that I've had coming into the trading day over the last 2 days has found me 3 successful trades on Nvidia, the QQQ ETF, as well as on Apple. So in today's video, I want to show you what I do on the NASDAQ futures, how I run through it, and also the 3 trades that I took on Nvidia, Apple, and QQQ, and how my whole analysis and my decision to get into these trades was based off what the NASDAQ futures were doing. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Press that like button if you enjoy the video after watching, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and make sure to press that bell down below so that you guys are alerted every single time that I go live every single morning in the pre-market starting at 8 a.m. All right, guys, so for the sake of today's video, we're going to go ahead and use the NASDAQ futures. This is what I look at on a daily basis, charting out this NASDAQ futures, charting out what the overall NASDAQ market is doing every single morning so that I can make a plan, I can get an idea of where the overall market is heading, and then base my decisions on the individual stocks such as Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, off of what the NASDAQ futures are doing. Now, of course, you could also use the QQQ ETF, but I like to go straight to the source here on the NASDAQ futures. This is what I chart out, and this is what I do on a daily basis. So looking at the NASDAQ futures, coming into this week, we knew that we went ahead and we rejected the 15.7 level. We did not hold that 15.7 level. That was the level I was hoping for us to hold, right? If you come to my pre-market analysis, if you come to my my Sunday videos where we go over futures, you know that we were watching that 15.7. So coming into Monday morning, doing my analysis on the NASDAQ, I said, you know what? I think we're breaking under this 15.7. What is the next level that I need to watch? And what I came up with was the 15.150, right? So I knew that the next important level here on the NASDAQ was 15.150, and the reason for that is because of this little triple top back here, back in July and August. There's not much level in between 15.7 and 15.150, as you guys can see in this chart. Either a big push higher here, not much structure, or a push lower here, not much structure. So in between the 15.7 and the 15.150, I knew that we were probably going to continue to the downside. And knowing that, I'm not going to go ahead and take bullish trades until I see a hold of that 15.150. So as it is, coming into Monday, I already have my plan. No bullish trades unless we get down to 15.150, because there is just no reason for the market to hold in that area. If you go to the daily chart, there is no structure there. The next structure point is 15.150, and I need to wait for that to come down, and I need to wait for that to hold until I can look back to the upside. I'll go ahead and put what I talked about in the Discord, which I do an analysis every morning on the NASDAQ futures. And this was on Monday at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, right? So we're back to the year-long uptrend on the NASDAQ. There is a long-term uptrend on the NASDAQ. If we break that long-term uptrend, which we did, I don't see any support here. I think you move back to 15.150. So 15.150 here was the level that I was targeting Monday morning, and I did not want to take any bullish trades until I saw that hold, because I knew I had a plan. I came into the week knowing that there was no support in that area. So if you came into this trading week and you did not look at the NASDAQ futures, you didn't know where there was support on the overall market, you were trading upside on maybe some fake outs Monday and Tuesday morning, then you just don't have a plan. You don't have your plan set. You don't have an idea of where the market's holding. And that is why it is so important to be looking at these futures contracts. Now, what you can see Monday, if we look at this market on Monday, which was yesterday, where did we hold? We came back down very quickly to the 15.150 level. and we held it almost to the dollar amount, 15,152, and that is where the market started to rebound on Monday into today. And that is why I was able to catch some successful trades back to the upside on Apple, on the QQQ, and on Nvidia. The reason is because I saw us come down to 15,150. After seeing that, knowing that my plan was to not take anything until I saw that, I saw the higher low come in, I saw the price action strength come in, and after seeing this higher low, higher high that formed right here, that was my sign that, hey, I think it's time to start flipping the script. Let's go ahead and start looking for upside. My support level that I was focusing on early morning Monday, pre-market, before the market opened, has hit. We are at a demand zone. We just sold off almost 10% on the NASDAQ, and we are now back at a demand zone that I don't think we're just going to go ahead and not respect. I had strong belief, conviction that we would respect this level after seeing this price action on Monday, and it has definitely worked out. And it really all has just been coming, all comes down to having that plan of that 15,150 hold. So very nice hold there, right at 15,150. Now this goes on to just, it's not just the big daily levels, right? There's more levels that we need to be watching besides the big daily level. So if we go into today, what level was I watching for a pullback, right? So we came into today, we were looking for the little consolidation. We got to push higher pre-market. And as you guys know, if you watch the NASDAQ market, this morning we started to get a pullback. Now, where did that pullback hold? How could we have known when that pullback was going to hold up? If I go to the NASDAQ that I posted today, I'll go ahead and post that here. I'll go ahead and pull that up here on the video. So here it is, guys. Right here at 9:15 a.m. on the NASDAQ, you'd like to see us hold this 15,560 level. If we do not, we'll probably see some dip to 15.5 early morning, resistance at 15.7. So 15.5 was the level that I was watching to see if the NASDAQ could hold up. Now, why was I watching that 15.5 in the morning? Why did I create that plan in the morning to see if the NASDAQ could hold 15.5? The reason for that is because you have this perfect previous support that came in here right around 15.5. It's never going to be an exact number, but right here around 15.5, you have previous support. You have support. This was back on Friday of last week. You have resistance on yesterday, Monday of this week. And look at where the NASDAQ market went ahead and double bottomed today on the 5-minute chart. If I go to the 1-minute chart, you guys can see right here on the 1-minute chart, this is today's price action. We had a perfect double bottom right at my level of 15,500. And this is why I was able to trade Apple successfully today, because I had my plan coming into today, shared it with the chat, of course, and I knew that if I saw that 15.5 hold up, then I figured there would be a strong resistance or a strong reaction off that level to the upside. So just first off, the first part of this video, just explaining to you guys why coming into the day with a plan around the futures market, a plan around these strong areas of support and resistance to base your trades off of, it gives you such a clear mindset, a clear idea of what the market is doing. And you can see that right here, that 15.5 today was the perfect little support area to go ahead and play back to the upside. So just great examples. Wanted to share this with you guys on the NASDAQ, that 15,150 from yesterday, perfect support area that I played off of. And then today, 15.5, another perfect support area that I played off of. And I'm going to go ahead and now jump into the trades that I took off both these support areas on the NASDAQ market. So guys, the first trade we're going to look at here is the QQQ. This is a trade I took on Monday after seeing this 15,150 hold on the NASDAQ market. On the left side is the NASDAQ, and on the right side is the ticker we're going to be looking at for my trade. So you guys know we came back down on Monday. This is Monday. We saw that 15,150 hold. And when I saw that on the NASDAQ, I wanted to take a small trade, get my feet wet on a QQQ position, just small, with a stop below low of day, because I was getting in quite early. I didn't have any major confirmation. I didn't have my double bottom, my inverse head and shoulders. That's why I went small here, but this ended up being a very nice catch here off that 15,150 level. So got in at 11:01, looking at that 15,150 hold, got out at 11:30 for about 100% gain on that last contract. So a nice little, it's about a 200% or $200 winner, right around that area. What is it? I'll calculate for you. I'm really not that focused on the profits, but we got 2 at 110, and if you add that up, 174. So 390 minus 220, it's about a $170 winner there on QQQ. overall, a good percentage point win, and I just wanted to get my feet wet on a small trade here on Monday to see if I could trust that 15,150 level. That's the first trade that I just went ahead and took off this demand zone here in the NASDAQ at 15,150. Let's go ahead and get into the next one, which was actually a swing trade that I held into today. That is on NVIDIA. All right, guys, so on the bottom left of your chart, you're going to be looking at the Discord chat, and this is where I went ahead and posted my NVIDIA swing trade into today. I was just saying that I was taking this very small, at 1% of my portfolio. If it's any larger, I wouldn't advise taking this because I was playing this based off the NASDAQ. I didn't know for sure that NVIDIA was going to continue, but I knew that I trusted my 15,150 level on the NASDAQ. I knew I trusted my demand zone, and I saw the continuation and I saw the strength in the price that I was seeing, into the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour on the NASDAQ. I was very confident that we were going to move higher. I was convicted that the NASDAQ market was going to bounce off 15,150. The reason for that was we pulled back about 9% on the NASDAQ. We came back to this strong demand zone, and I figured the market had a little bit of a sympathy move back to the upside. So I'm looking for a bounce on the NASDAQ into tomorrow. I like the demand hold at 15,150. As you can see, I'm not that focused on what NVIDIA is doing. I just know that NVIDIA will follow the NASDAQ. I know it is correlated to the NASDAQ, and I know that the NASDAQ is holding that 15,150, and my whole decision process behind taking this NVIDIA trade, probably about 60% of it, was based on what the NASDAQ market was doing. So I took it small, 1% of my portfolio, because this is still a very questionable trade, and I'm not going to go ahead and expose my portfolio to a large percent of my portfolio to a trade that is just based off a technical level that I want to see hold at 15,150. I could be right, I could be wrong, but in this case, I thought I made an educated decision off that 15,150. So I got in here some NVIDIA January 14, 275 calls with a plan to hold into tomorrow, right? I was saying trying to leverage myself for a small bounce off this pretty deep pullback on the NASDAQ, 10% from the highs. So you guys can see this one worked out great. Got about 100% gain, 113% gain yesterday. Right here, you can see that 113%. And then today, closed it for a 94% win. Got about a $308 win there on NVIDIA. Again, just focusing on the NASDAQ and basing my trade off the NASDAQ there. So that's NVIDIA, that's QQQ. Let's get into the last one today, and that is on Apple. That is a trade that I traded today. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I do trade breakdowns on there as well. So make sure to follow me there as well. But let's go ahead and jump into Apple. All right, guys, so last trade we're looking at today is Apple, and this is a trade that I took today, and this was not off the 15,150 level. This was off that 15.5 level that we talked about earlier in the video, right? So that was my level today, that 15.5 level, and when I saw the NASDAQ do a little double bottom there at 15.5 at around 10:45, and we started to get that reaction off that 15,500 level, seeing that 15,500 hold, that made me confident that I was looking for upside. Why was I confident? Because this was my plan coming into the pre-market to see if the NASDAQ could hold 15,500. Now, the same exact time, what was Apple doing, guys? It was doing the exact same thing. A double bottom at 171, right when the NASDAQ was double bottoming at 15.5, which is my key level that I'm watching. And that is when I was interested in Apple for that push over high a day as the NASDAQ was pushing over high a day itself. So you guys can see at 11.10, I got into 3 contracts, and then at 11.11, I bought 2 more. So had a total of 5 contracts here on Apple, right here at around 11.11, 11.10, looking for that high a day breakout on the NASDAQ, looking for that same high a day breakout on Apple. Now, of course, I do not recommend trading high day breakouts all of the time. They do not work all of the time, especially in a market that is a little bit weak right now. But I saw the strength. I saw the double bottom come in. I saw that the price action was heating up when Jerome Powell was on his speech. I saw that market start to heat up. The volume started to really step in here on the NASDAQ. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and take a small position here on Apple. It was about a $1,500 position. Looking for that high of day break on the NASDAQ. I love that we held my 15.5. That gave me the confidence to get in. And I saw that continuation on Apple. Scaled out over time, 416, 418, 443, 457. So just scaling out here as we push higher, right, guys? So 1114, 1116, 1120, and just scaling out as we pushed higher. Now the next entry, which is just the 9 EMA strategy, which was right up here, guys, got in again for 3 contracts, which was right here. That was the 9 EMA. I can go ahead and pull that up if you'd like. So right here, you guys will be able to see. This was just a little 9 EMA pullback that I traded right here, got back in, for 3 contracts at 11.22 and 11.26 right here, added as we started to push higher, and just scaled out as we continued higher. Last contract was up here at 187 at 11.42, so a killer exit here at 11.42. So the main thing that I'm trying to get across in this video is the importance of looking at the NASDAQ and looking at the NASDAQ to base your decisions off individual stocks, right? So you guys can see, just looking at this chart here on your screen, Apple and the NASDAQ did the exact same thing this morning. And if you're watching that NASDAQ and you're seeing that strength, it gives you the confidence to go ahead and get into some of these tech stocks, especially when the NASDAQ holds levels that you have already been familiar with, that you have already been mapping out on the daily chart, on the 4-hour, on the 1-hour. If the market comes down to a green zone that I know I've marked out before, that I know I've done some analysis on before, and I see it, respect it, that brings my confidence up from 50% to 80% to 90%. When I start to see the market hold levels that I've been watching and I want to see it hold, that gives me the confidence to get into these trades. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you an idea of why it's so important to look at these NASDAQ futures, to look at any of the overall market to base your trades around. If you enjoyed it, make sure to press that like button. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video. All right, guys, so that is all that I have for you in today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. Really tried to get the point across of why it's so important to focus on the overall market, looking at the NASDAQ futures to base your decisions, base your trades off when you're trading stocks like Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, any of the high growth tech stocks, any of the large cap tech stocks that we know and we love, that we love to trade. It's so important to be looking at those futures contracts on the NASDAQ. So hopefully this video helped. If it did, press that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions on this video, drop them down below in the comments. Make sure to press that bell button down below. If you don't want to do this analysis yourself, which I do advise, but if you don't, if you're tired, if you just want to come hang out in the pre-market live stream, come hang out, press the bell down below so you're alerted every time I go live. We do this future analysis on a daily basis. All right, guys, so with all of that said, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.